the painter of whispers, in the quiet town of Miravel, where mist clung to the rooftops like silk and the streets echoed with forgotten songs, there lived a reclusive artist named Elian. His paintings were unlike any others. They seemed to breathe, to whisper stories to those who stood too long before them. People said he could capture a person's soul with a single brushstroke. Some believed it was magic. Others said it was madness. Elian lived alone in a crooked house at the edge of town, his windows covered with heavy drapes that blocked out the sun. No one knew where his inspiration came from. Every canvas he painted seemed to carry something deeply human, as if his subjects were not just seen, but felt. One day, a young woman named Aria arrived at his door. She had heard of his gift and begged him to paint her late sister, who had died in a storm the year before. She handed him a small locket with her sister's photo and said, "I just want to see her smile again." Elian hesitated. His hands trembled as he touched the locket. He had sworn never to paint the dead again. The last time he did, something had followed him out of the painting. Whispers in the dark had called his name for months. But Aria's grief was too deep, and he could not refuse. That night, he prepared his paints. The air in the room grew cold. The candles flickered. As his brush touched the canvas, shadows seemed to move behind him. He painted until dawn, his strokes guided by something unseen. When the first light touched the canvas, Aria gasped. The portrait was alive. Her sister smiled as though she was standing there. Her eyes filled with warmth. Tears streamed down Aria's face. "Thank you," she whispered. But as she turned to leave, Elian heard a faint echo behind her. A second whisper, soft and sorrowful, coming from the painting itself. That night, the whispers grew louder. They spoke in voices that were not his own. Faces formed in the darkness. Every painting in his house seemed to breathe. Elian realized the truth. His art had not captured beauty. It had captured souls. Consumed by guilt, he tried to destroy them. He slashed at the canvases, tore the fabric apart, but the whispers only turned to screams. The faces cried, their eyes wide with fear. The air shimmered with pain. Aria returned days later. The house was silent, the door half open. Inside, every wall was covered with paintings, hundreds of them, their eyes following her as she stepped inside. In the center stood a single, unfinished canvas, still wet with paint. It was a portrait of Elian, seated by the window, brush in hand, looking peaceful. His real body was never found. They say that when the fog rolls through Miravalle, and you listen closely, you can hear faint whispers coming from the old house. If you follow them, you will find a single painting glowing in the dark, and if you stare long enough, you might see him blink. Moral of the story: the beauty we create can consume us when it is born from pain we never release.